guys, and welcome back to Scents of South Jersey for another fragrance review. Got something interesting for you guys today. This is a pretty, new release. I believe it came out at sometime in 2023. Definitely not available here in the States yet, but it will be, I'm sure. It's an aromatic fougere from the house of Lomani. Guys, this is Lomani Pour Homme Intense. So what we're going to do, as we always do in all of my fragrance videos, is we're going to break down the fragrance into 5 parts. We're going to first take a look at its box and bottle presentation, and then I'm going to go over the notes. Then I'm going to talk about its performance based on my experience wearing it, go over my overall thoughts for the fragrance, and then give my overall rating. Before we jump into the review, if it's your first time here, just make sure to subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it if you enjoy the type of content that I create. If you have an Instagram, check out the Scents of South Jersey Instagram page for photos of fragrances from my collection. If you're interested in purchasing any fragrance directly from my collection, go on my Mercari page. It's actually a link in the description. And again, these are things that I'm just no longer wearing that I'd rather somebody else enjoy, and it makes room for new things for me to try and review. And as usual, if you're interested in getting one of the Aurelius Apparel fitness shirts, the link and code are in the description, as well as the Masudo button-down shirts. That link is in the description. No code, you just click the link and it brings you right to the website. But guys, let's check out this new release from Lomani Pour Homme Intense. Okay, let's start things off with a presentation here. Let's take a look at the box. The first thing you're going to notice is that it's now 150 ml, so a 5-ounce bottle. Now, the funniest thing here about it is, you got the stripe. It's the exact identical presentation. They just slapped Intense on it, which makes sense because Lomani's a very cheap house, and this was probably their cheapest fragrance. Here's nothing going on the top, on the sides. I forget if that was there on the current formulation. That's the regular EDT, the not Intense. And on the back here, you got, let's see, very original Lomani, made in France, and then all this stuff here, a couple different languages. You open it up. It does have a French wrapper, and the French wrapper has the label Lomani everywhere, which is pretty cool. There's details that they do even for an inexpensive scent, I think is interesting. The bottle still looks the same, except it's just like way bigger, the massive, huge cap, super cheap. You can hold it by the cap though, but maybe after a while it'll come off. Here you go, Lomani. See, the Intense is like already scratching off. Eau de Toilette. I've used a decent amount of this because this is how it is with Lomani. You just spray a ton. Now let's check the distribution here. Just dumps a ton of fragrance on your hand. So typical presentation from Lomani. I like it. Very 80s looking, goofy, but I like it. Okay guys, as far as the notes go for Lomani Pour Homme, you're going to have to go ahead and check the notes for the original. Just like 5x them all because it's the Intense version. There's no listing for this online. I looked, I couldn't find it. But it's a fougere. There's going to be lavender, there's going to be oak moss, there's going to be probably some herbal notes. I know cloves was in the original one. So I don't think it's that much different, to be honest with you. I'll go into that more in my thoughts, but I don't have all the official notes, so I apologize. Okay, when it comes to the performance for Lomani Pour Homme Intense, surprisingly, I don't think that it lasts longevity-wise any longer than the original one, the non-Intense one does. However, it's just way denser, way more amped up in terms of the smell is stronger, if that makes sense. But it doesn't necessarily stick around that much longer. I'm getting probably 5 hours, and I've used a decent amount of it already just on clothes, and occasionally I'll get whiffs of it, but I don't necessarily think that it's going to be, despite it being an Intense, is going to be like an all-day thing. And there are fragrances like that where like the scent is stronger, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to last longer. Even though that doesn't make sense to me, I think yes, it should last longer, as well as being a richer type of fragrance, but that's just how it is. And again, it's a Lomani fragrance. They're not expensive. Okay, it's time for my overall thoughts on Lomani Pour Homme Intense. Guys, I've always loved Lomani Pour Homme. I still think that for the money, that between $8 and $15, $8 to $10 for just the bottle, $15 for the gift set with the deodorant spray. It's one of the best bang for your buck, classic at masculine 80s aromatic fougères. It's in the Dracar Noir family, again, another classic. So if you like scents like that, you'll love Lomani Pour Homme. The Intense, so I had to have the Intense as soon as I saw it. I got it on eBay from a seller in India. It took a long time to get here, and it's obviously just not hit the United States yet. I think I saw some, 45-second review from the summer of 2023 about somebody who just opened the box. He goes, "Oh, it's Lomani Intense." I watched it. It was not a very informative review, to say the least. So this is something that I know a lot of people enjoyed my original Lomani Pour Homme review, so having the Intense is cool. It's so funny. They did nothing but increase the amount of fragrance and then just put Intense in. What if like that's all it is? It's the same scent, but they just put Intense on it and gave you more. That would actually be funny and a very Lomani thing to do. But no, it definitely is denser. Like if you take the original one, this one is darker, especially in the opening. It almost crosses into like Beyond Your Carnoir to like a Duc de Ravon type of Gucci Nobile. Now, nowhere near the high tier level and quality of that, but it's very, very, intense in the beginning. Again, though, it just doesn't end up lasting as long as I think it should, especially with the name Intense, but it's still an amazing fougere for the money. Definitely easy daily scent, casual, office safe, gym safe. Those are what these are for. This one is just amped up. It's amped up, it's a little amped up, and then once it dries down, it's regular old Lomani. It's not incredibly special, and I hope that when it gets to the US, it starts to become normal pricing again, because I think this was around $40. And that was with free shipping, but it makes sense. It's coming from Asia, so it's going to cost a little bit more. But I just wanted to get it and try it. So this is one that I would have another bottle of because I know I'll blow through this. I've killed 2 bottles of Lomani. In fact, the only one that I have left is a vintage version of the original Pour Homme Eau de Toilette, but I have like that much. And this one smelled a little bit stronger initially, but ended up being the same. And the fact that they made it Intense is cool. That they're still building on top of their original scent. And if you like 80s classic fougères, you'll really enjoy this. Okay, guys, it's time for my overall ratings for Lomani Pour Homme, the Intense version Eau de Toilette. The presentation, it's a bigger, goofier version of the original, which I think is funny. I like it. It's classic looking. I'm going to give it it's still cheap though. I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. As far as the performance goes, like I said, 5 hours and that's it. So sort of lost some points in that department. So, but again, inexpensive scent. 5 out of 10 for the performance. As far as the scent goes, like I said, it's not that much different from the original Lomani Pour Homme. It could be a huge scam where they just slapped Intense on it and I'm being fooled and I'm having a psychosomatic reaction to what I think is stronger. But in all seriousness, it is a stronger, more intense version of the original, which makes it simple. It's a scent that I love. It's just amped up. It's just an increased strength and denser than the original, despite it not lasting as long. But I really do like it. And again, for the money that Lomani is, it's a great classic fougere, and it's very versatile in terms of where you can wear it because it's inoffensive. So 8 out of 10 for the scent, which is going to bring the overall rating for me for the new 2023 release from the House of Lomani, Lomani Pour Homme Intense, to a 7 out of 10. All right, guys, that's my review of Lomani Pour Homme Intense, the Eau de Toilette. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comment section, have you guys tried this yet? What are your thoughts on Lomani Pour Homme as a scent in general, whether you've tried the, just the original one or the Intense version? You guys know I appreciate all of the interaction. If you have not yet subscribed, make sure to do so, and also check out the Scents of South Jersey Instagram page. And guys, again, if you want to purchase anything from my collection, my Mercari page is in the description, along with the links for the discounts for the shirts, for the fitness shirts, for Aurelius Apparel, and the button downs for Masudo. I wanted to thank you all for hanging out with me and watching the video today, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care.